So I'm back on the plot. I'm recovering from the chest infection, but I'm on the mend now. I seem okay. I just got a bit of a croaky voice, but everything else now, I'm back on form. So today I want to get on with one of the jobs. I've come over because I've got all my Christmas boxes and stuff. So I want to put some in the compost heap, and then I want to use the rest for this. So today's the day that I'm going to clear this off, put the cardboard down, show you how easy it is to do a no-dig bed. And yeah, this area then should be all ready. I'm excited to do it because it'll just mean that another area is ticked off. I've got a few more jobs to do, like take things to the tip and clear up some of the beds and things, but the main bulk now is done. So I'm really happy. I'm feeling a lot more better. I'm feeling a lot more energetic. Thank you so much to everyone who sent me so many nice messages, and even YouTubers who sent me gifts, which I was overwhelmed by, but thank you so much for sending all those things. It's nice to feel loved, isn't it? So since I was away, the onions seem to be shooting up now. I've had a few people ask about this tray here, and this is from Container Wise as well. But yeah, it's a great one for salads as well, because there's quite a bit of depth on it. I'm not quite sure if you actually seen that on the last one, but yeah, it holds the salads really well. I've used it many, many times. But everything seems to be okay here. Everything seems to be in order. Sweet peas are looking grand. Still not potted these up. They need to be done as well. So yeah, I've got a smile on my face, and I just feel like I've got the energy back now, and God, it knocked me for 6, but let's get on.
I've been lying here for too long. I don't know what else to do. I wanna get away from every little thing just to try to make it through. I've been thinking about my options, every detail in my head, but it doesn't really matter, nothing matters, so I cry instead. I've been running circles, trying to catch my breath. I've been trying everything I can, but I ain't got nothing left. I've been staring at the ceiling, I've been staying up all night. Everything I ever worked for vanished in the blink of an eye. I've been asking every question, 'cause I haven't got a clue. Why's it gotta be me? What the hell am I supposed to do? I've been running circles, trying to catch my breath. I've been trying everything I can, but I ain't got nothing left. And I know there's so much more to this life, but it's hard to see it clearly. Yeah, I try my best, but nothing turns out right. God, I need you now so dearly, 'cause I've been running circles, trying to catch my breath. I've been trying everything I can, but I ain't got nothing left. nothing left. Nothing left. Nothing left.
I am so pleased with this. I mean, look at it. There's just something magical in there about fresh bark and fresh compost down. I mean, this is classic no dig. You know, I raked it all over, took out all the perennial weeds, and then on top that I put cardboard, making sure all the sellotape was out. Then what you meant to do is wet it, the cardboard, but I put it directly on it and it's forecast some rain anyway, so put the cardboard down, then I put some fresh compost on the top, a good 2 or 3 inches. I've probably done about 4 inches, to be honest. And then I put a bark path through the middle. Now this one's wider because I want to be able to put some brassicas in this area, I think. And then this side might be the onion. So yeah, it just looks, that's how it's supposed to look. I've got the edges that I want a bark path a bit more. I'll get some more bark for here, but I'm well happy with that. So yeah, another job ticked off. So this area now is slowly getting to where I want it to be. I've still got a few more things to do. The raspberries on the bottom, but you can see the shape that I want for this now. I mean, it just doesn't do it justice, I don't think, camera, but I'm so happy with how much this has transformed from how it was. It was lovely last year, but they just didn't have there was no personalisation to me, and it didn't work for how I wanted to grow in this area. I've got a nice long bed here now that I will use later on in the season for runner beans, and then I'll have some brassicas here, some onions, and then by then these should be coming out, some of these, and we'll have tulips at the front. This I'm still not sure about, this big bed here. I think it might be potatoes, and yeah, and then obviously the salad beds at the back. I'm probably going to regret this, but my chest is doing okay. I've had a few coughing fits, but a bit of fresh air, it's never done me any wrong anyway. So yeah, I'm happy with this now. So I'm not sure if you remember, but I had some like brass style metal edging that went on an arc on this side last year, but now this is all taking shape here. I think what I'll do is I think I'll use it to border the asparagus, and then when I mulch on top, then it won't, you know, it won't fall out. But I think that's what I'm going to do with the trim there, because the path obviously then will come around here and then go down to the archway, and then over here there is already some daffodils and some tulips, some alliums that I've already planted in. So this should become a bit of an arc of more spring flowers and summer flowers here, and then this needs to come out. All this needs to come out with raspberries, and I've decided that I'm going to put some posts from there all the way to the edge and have a raspberry fence across there or across here. Now I think this might be better because the sun comes through here in the evening, so I don't want it to shade all the crops. So I think it'd be better across there, so I think I might plant some raspberries there as well. What do you think? Also, while we're out here, I thought I'd give you an update as well. So inside here, look at the pak choys now, and yeah, they're looking all right. They're looking healthier, the chards, and also the spring onions as well. They're looking okay in this cloche, so I'm happy. It's just doing a good bit of protection in there. Now it's been blowing a gale out there. It's calmed down a little bit now, but we've got forecast more winds. Now I think I've shown this on a few videos now, but if you are thinking about building a polytunnel or designing your own, then my advice would be get something like this. These are just bits of plastic and they slot into place like so, and then I've just got like these rabbit hutch catches on you that you could take them on and off whenever you want. And I mean, they're nothing fancy, they're just a couple of bits of plastic that I had, and they just slot in place like so, and it stops a lot of the wind coming through the vents, and then I can take them off then when the weather gets a bit hotter. But for now, I'll put them back on, because whenever there's a storm I always put the ones on the front and on the back. Keeps the wind out a little bit, because you don't want the wind coming in and then it can't escape. So yeah, I'm happy with these anyway. Also, I'm really lucky as well that I've got some really good supportive plot holders on the site. And Ollie, thank you so much. When I was ill, he managed to bring all the compost that I ordered, wheel it in and store it in my, in my polytunnel for me as well. So thank you so much, Ollie. And this is the thing that I talk about whenever you're ill, or you need that community around you. You need the plot holders, you need your friends around you to help you get through. And sometimes, it doesn't hurt to ask for help. And luckily this time around, Ollie was very happy to bring my compost in because I was poorly at home. So yeah, use your resources around you and help other people as well, because it works both ways. So the whole allotment site now is at the point where they're desperate for some fresh bark. I've used all my reserves now, and yeah, we're desperate for it. And I've got a friend who's a tree surgeon, so I've contacted him and we're going to see if he can get some for on site. But yeah, I want some desperately for the grapevine garden. That's one of the next projects, is to bark all the paths down there. And the grapevine always looks absolutely beautiful when it's all freshly barked and freshly mulched. So that's one of my next tasks, and I'm really excited for that next. So yeah, we're almost there. We're almost ready for spring, he says. So it's a new day, a very wet day, but I've come over because I wanted to have a look at the no-dig section of this area here, traditional no-dig. And the rain now has really soaked into the compost and the cardboard underneath. So yeah, I'm happy now that it's settling in. And this area, I've got so many plans for it. Now, a few people might wonder why this side is wider. Now, there is a reason, because this bed at the back here, in the end, will be removed. And then this one will be made shorter. A path will be put in. So there will be 3 of these beds here, I think. But at the moment, that bed's staying because obviously I've got purple sprouting broccoli in there and also the garlic. So that might be next year's project. But overall, I'm really happy with this space now. The cloches are doing their job, so with the netting. There's no sign yet, though, of the tulips in that bed. But this bed here is looking absolutely glorious, and so is some of my onions. But yeah, it's a bit of a drizzly day, but we'll plod on. Let's get some jobs done. So one of my next plans is going to be to build a nice pea structure for the mulched peas, because they'll be coming in, in the next month or so. So they'll need a home. I'm still debating and going back and forth the drawing board of where things are going to go, but obviously I've still got the grapevine garden, and that's going to be the main area of growing. But I want to have sections up here to grow things as well, because down there things might not work as well as it might up here, and vice versa. So I'm still trialing this allotment site, because last year it was mainly flowers, but I'm now turning it into flowers and more veg. The pumpkins took over last year, so I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to turn this into a pumpkin patch later on in the season. That is probably what's going to happen. But for spring and early summer, I'm going to hopefully get some nice crops out of here. And then the fact that they're bordered with bark, and then they've got a nice mulch on top now. I'm hoping there won't be so many weeds here this year, so we shall see. But the plans at the moment, I need to make a pea structure. There's a bean structure going on here as well. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited for spring, and I'm sure you are now. We're almost at the finish line of winter, and then we can start sowing more and more and more. But there's still little things that you can do now in the garden, so I'll just carry on plodding on for those little jobs until we get to that finish line. So I've also decided I want to build an outdoor potting area. Where I'm going to find that space, I don't know, but it will happen, because I like the idea of doing some videos where I'm potting up and sowing outside. So I'm going to try and make a nice outdoor potting area through spring anyway. And yeah, I think that'll be a nice feature. I'm thinking of putting it over where the water barrel is, so that I can kind of hide that. There's a nice area there, so I think I'm going to build a nice little hut there. An open hut, so that you can still see me sowing and planting. And plus, if it rains, I can carry on filming and I'll still be outdoors and still enjoying the hobby that I've got. So that's going on to the list of jobs to do in 2024. But That's one thing I want to do. And I also want to have a nice harvest table as well. You know, I see other YouTubers and other gardens with a nice table that you can sit around. And I keep saying, every year I keep saying on this channel, I'm going to build that this year. And I still don't. I don't know why I don't do it. You know, I've got a nice amount of space on the fig and olive where I can do it now. But it's deciding where. The purple sprouting broccoli is starting to come now. These lovely purple florets, and on both of them now, they're starting to look okay. You can see that they're all coming through. But I'm really happy that these now will give me a nice bit of, you know, nice freshness in early spring. So I'm happy to see these. And we're also delving into snow territory now in my area. So I need to start preparing that we might get some snow. We might not, but we might. So I need to make sure that everything that I've planted is either cloched or protected from snow if we have some overnight. So things like the nets and things, if it becomes heavy snow, I'd remove the nets because otherwise they'll just crumple everything down inside the bed anyway. So that's the benefit really of having these cloches here, because they will really protect you from snow. You know, they'll protect all those little crops in there. So yeah, I'm being mindful now that we're delving into snow territory. So just be, you know, have a few minutes sitting down with your garden and think, could any of this be destroyed that I've worked on through winter? And just protect it, put some plastic over it. Even a bucket or a plant pot can really make a difference by a plant being encased in snow. So I've got a few giant spinach here, and they're not looking the best, but I figured I may as well plant them out here and cloche them, and we'll see how they get on. They're not amazing, I will admit. They're really not amazing, but I thought I'll give them a chance anyway. It's nice, they like the cool weather, and hopefully we'll get a bit of giant spinach now in the next couple of weeks. But like I always say, they've got two chances, so if they don't work in this bed, then what have I really lost? Nothing really. You know, it's not like it's taken huge amounts of space up because I've got plenty at the moment. So we'll have a little look. I will cloche them. I've got another cloche there that I have been using in the polytunnel, but I think it'd be better off used out here. This compost is absolutely beautiful. Honestly, I cannot wait to plant out in it in spring. You know, those birds singing and nice warm weather. I'm sure we all can't wait now. There we go. They're looking okay. Hopefully we'll get a bit of spinach then as well. There we go. Pop the label in. And pop the cloche on. Now all my unused compost from seedlings, from plants, I just simply chuck it back into the compost heap. There's a slug under here. And it'll go back into future compost. So yeah, I just chuck it all in, and that'll help now create more compost with the rest of the stuff. Now you could use this compost as well because it's been used a bit for like carrots and things, because they obviously like nutrient depleted soil. But I just like to just chuck it in there, and then I'll just have it next time round when I empty the compost bins. But I do really need to keep some later on, which I'm keeping from my spent potato compost, and I'll use that for the carrots then this season. So they don't really like soil that's got a lot of feed in it, so don't use fresh compost with a good feed, rich feed in it for carrots, because they start to fork then because they've got so much nutrient in the soil. You want them to go down looking for food. So I'll use some of the spent potato compost from last year for my carrots this year. So I think what I'm going to do is, it's drizzling a bit, it's definitely not gardening weather. I'm going to get into the polytunnel, build that last raised bed. I'm not going to bore you by showing you loads and loads of clips of me building a raised bed. I'm sure you've seen me build so many now. But let's get that built. It'll be the end of an era up here, because that will be hopefully the last metal raised bed for this area. I'm excited about it because it's the last one that goes here, and then this is done. This is kind of done. There's just a tidy up there and then mulching and then planting. So I'm really, really pleased about that. So let's get that done. Let's get it out, and then, yeah, job done. And there we have it, the raised bed is in. The last one, as you can see, it's dropped a good 10 inches on both sides. So it's surprising how when you fill these up, if you remember these were filled to the brim and full of salad last spring, but they don't take long to settle back down. But once you start topping them up over the years, they don't drop down as much. But I'm glad now that this one's done, this one's done. It just needs one little top up now before spring. I'm Danny and this is Grow Up.